Hey, beautiful rock stars. Welcome to Shy Music Live. I'm your host, Eliani. I am here today with our second guest. We're super excited to have him. His name is Joe Rendon. He is the percussionist extraordinaire of Joe Rendon and Friends. And we're so happy to have him on the show today. Joe, thank you so much for being on the show. How are you feeling?
Great, fantastic. Happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Sure.
As I understand it, you know the founder of the show, correct, Victor?
Yeah,
How do you two know each other?
very good friend of mine. We met some years ago. I was playing at a restaurant and I was playing with some friends there. He came in and sat in and just blew us away with his voice. We fell
Yeah,
in
he
love.
can sing.
Oh yeah, he's got a set of pipes, my friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we started working together with that band.
Fuse Band, yes.
Yeah, the Fuse Band that we regularly perform with.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we've been doing some different things together. Sometimes I have him as a special guest with Joe Rendon and Friends, Latin Jazz. And it's just a joy. I mean, he's very talented, Very, very, very wonderful person, too. So it's easy.
Yeah, we're all lucky to get to work with him.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah.
So you are the front man, the head, I suppose the founder and the head of a Latin jazz sextet. Those of you who are wondering what he does for a living, can you tell a little bit about what you do and how you guys got started and what was the catalyst that got you into music in the first place?
Okay, well, I started playing music what I consider fairly late in life. I started maybe when I was about 15 or 16, where a lot of my other friends, they started when they were like maybe 7, 8, 9 years old.
Sure.
So a friend of mine, he brought some instruments home and he had them in his basement. So we were all downstairs. What's this? I'm gonna join concert band and I gotta try which one out, which one is gonna fit me, which one I like, etc. I started out as a trumpet player.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I started out as a trumpet player. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah,
my lips were out here.
Such a difficult instrument.
What's that? Yeah. I wasn't very proficient. I had trouble with it, getting the lip muscles together.
Yeah, to function the way they should.
Yeah, it was not a good thing. I'd walk around, with huge, Mick Jagger lips. Wasn't not a good look. So I started playing trumpet, and one day they invited me to go see a band at the time, a famous rock band, Santana.
No big deal.
I didn't know who that was, and I was like, well, does he play trumpet? It's like, no, man, but well, I don't want to go see this guy. What's the big deal, So they played some of his records and it was great. So I ended up going, Santana had all this percussion. I didn't know anything about that. And we had great seats, So when I saw the percussionists, we were in the balcony. I could see them really good. Something happened to me when the percussion started playing and they left the conga player by himself. It was like I got slapped in the face really hard, and it stunned me. And I was quiet for the rest. I couldn't even sleep that night. I didn't know what happened to me. It was borderline like traumatic, Yeah, it was.
Like, what happened?
I didn't know what, but it was like something I had never experienced before, even more exciting than the trumpet. The trumpet is very personal, but so are the conga drums and percussion. It's like, you
it's very
use your hands.
hands-on, literally, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I got the bug. And it's interesting because I feel the same way that I did when I was 16, 17, when that happened. And now, years later, so I still practice. I'm still very obsessed with, changing my tone and improving this and improving that. So I started, I'm self-taught, really.
Right.
And wherever that sound was, that's where I would go. I start going to the parks. There's a park here in Chicago, Humboldt Park, that I go to and just watch. And then I'd go home and put a mirror in front of me and try to copy the movements. I didn't know what I was doing, but
sure.
I got some kind of progress. I was good at snapping my fingers. I said, I can stay in time with this. So I tapped my foot.
He's got rhythm.
Yeah, so I just kind of taught myself like that, and I started playing with bands. I used to go from club to club with my congas in a Chevette.
Sure.
Go check out bands, and then in the break, I'd ask them if I could sit in. No, you can come to a rehearsal, but we got our show. No, just let me play one song. I said, I promise I won't embarrass you. So
Yeah.
they gave me a break, and I ended up playing the rest of the night with them.
That's amazing.
So I got my foot in the door that way, and I kept practicing, and I felt that I had a knack for it. So
Yeah.
I was very fortunate. The challenge I had mostly was that, being a Mexican American,
Sure.
the instrument is mostly of the Caribbean culture. So, the Puerto Rican and Cuban culture take the instruments very personal.
Yeah, they have a lot
and
of
the
pride in
music,
it.
yeah, it's very proud. So it's always been hard to gain that acceptance. But I love the instrument so much and the music that I've respectfully, still to this day, researched the music to do it justice. A funny thing about that is that my dad, he wanted me to keep playing trumpet, and he wanted me to join a mariachi band.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, he did. He said, you can make a lot of money with the mariachi bands, and the thing is that the deal breaker, and I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but the vests are cool, but those pants, they were not flattering with the little stuff on the side there. And
The bedazzle?
I did not look
And
good
cowboy
in those.
boots are very uncomfortable.
So yeah, no, I wasn't having that. So no, I was sorry, Pop, but I disappointed him, and I did the conga drums. So yeah, that's how I really started. I'm sorry, you asked me about how I started Joe Rendon and
Yeah.
Friends.
So how
Well,
did that come about?
That was kind of by accident. I started. They wanted me to start a jam session at this one bar, and I said yeah. So I called up a bunch of my friends, and some people came that wanted to hire us after we had a few sessions, a few weeks of doing it on a Sunday steady.
Sure.
They wanted us to do a festival in the summertime, so they asked me. Great, we'll call you. They finally called me, they called me just before the festival. We had about 3 days to prepare, and I called the guys, hey, let's just jam,
Yeah.
What's the name of the band? I don't know, we got to put it on in the advertising. So I just said, well, I don't know, Joe Rendon and Friends,
Yeah.
Latin jazz. And it stuck. And that's really how it started. So I started doing that jam session, and people started hiring me to do other events, and it just came together like that. The personnel has changed over the years.
Oh, sure.
But, I'm very, very fortunate to have good friends.
Yeah, you've been playing pretty consistently for quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Incredible.
Quite a while. I've been very blessed
Not
that
many
way.
can see that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm counting my blessings,
Well, speaking of which, I know that you guys are performing for us today. Would you be so kind as to tell the viewers what you and friends will be performing today?
We're going to be doing 3 songs. The first one is a song by Eddie Harris called Cold Duck Time.
Cold Duck Time.
Yeah, and actually, the way he wrote it and composed it is not the way we do it. We have our arrangement, more of a Latin tinge.
Yeah. Beef it up.
Yeah, a rhythm called cha-cha-cha, which is a very sexy, catchy rhythm.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I'm sure the viewers can't wait to see it, you guys.
Yeah.
Please look forward to Joe Rendon and Friends playing Cold Duck Time by Eddie Harris. Take it away. Hey, beautiful rock stars. Welcome back to the interview portion of Shy Music Live. That was Joe Rendon and Friends with Cold Duck Time. Thank you so much for playing that for us. That was so much fun.
Yep.
I actually started dancing with Victor in the back. We were dancing around a little bit.
Well, that's good. I'm
Having
glad you
ourselves
couldn't
a good
resist.
time. Oh my God,
I'm
we
glad
couldn't.
you couldn't resist.
Even with this thing, I was still bopping around a little
that's
bit.
okay.
So.
That's okay. That's all right. The rest of you can groove. You know?
The rest of me can groove just
be
fine.
careful.
No,
That's
you guys
right.
were amazing. Thank you so much for blessing us with that.
Thank you so much.
And I wanted to follow up with a question here. Now that we know quite a bit about you now, about your background, and you know, you clearly have a love for what you do.
Yes.
You know, a lot of us creatives, you know, in the last 5 years have been undergoing a lot of changes, a lot of technological advancements, a lot of social media things that have been both beneficial and kind of detrimental as a society. We all suffered through a pandemic. You know, musicians and, you know, videographers and creatives all had to go through a lot.
Yeah.
You know, could you talk about your time going through that, and what did you do to, I don't know, adjust, or what did you do to bide your time? Did you do anything constructive? You know, how did you overcome all of that?
I'm a man of great faith, so that's really what got me through it. You know, I almost resorted to bags and bags and bags of Cheetos, but it wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to let that happen. No, you know, I decided to be as constructive as possible. You know, it was a very emotional, difficult time for a lot of us. Like everyone, just tried to stay as positive as possible. There's so many different dynamics, you know, to try to stay safe and try to stay active in what we do. A lot of things, a lot of the what we call gigs as musicians, they disappeared, they were canceled. A lot of us, we make our living that way, so it was a huge challenge. And you know, thankfully, you know, it worked out, you know, financially, and you know, to be able to pay our bills and feed ourselves. It was a tough time, and like I said, you know, I lost, you know, some family members, you know, to the sickness. Yeah, so and some friends too. So that, you know, getting through that emotional part of that, and then not having the work, you know, what I did is I dove more into really maintaining my health, you know, just, I have a lot of friends that got sick over the pandemic, not with the virus or anything, but because they didn't, you know.
But otherwise.
Yeah, otherwise, you know, their anxiety, or not sleeping enough, not eating well, eating too much, not exercising enough. So one of the first things I did is I sent away for a portable treadmill. Oh, nice. Yeah, you know, just to exercise and you know, keep the endorphins happening. I mean, something good has to come from that. Yeah. And I started practicing more and more, and just trying to stay enthusiastic. And I really couldn't resist watching the news, you know, because it's like you want to see what's going to happen next.
There was so much unknown.
Is this going to get better? Is this going to? So I had to slowly tear myself away from watching the news, because it just... It's
crippling.
It was like really doom and gloom, too much. And it just seemed that, you know, everything was being sensationalized a little too much. And it was like, okay, we need a solution here. And we need not just to focus on the bad stuff. Right. So I just tried to maintain a positive flow of everything. It wasn't easy. You know, I had my moments when I broke down and got really emotional. But I'll tell you, in the scheme of it all, the music, you know, is the medicine that prevailed for me.
Oh, for sure.
You know, that, you know, first and foremost, my faith, but just trying to keep a good head, you know, which wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Yeah, you know, I still, you know, we still walk around with a lot of anxiety. I still have a lot of anxiety. You know, it's a challenge to get a good enough, you know, good amount of sleep. But, you know,
I feel
you do what you can. And like I always say, all you can do is try.
Of course.
All you can do is try and deal with, you know, the hand that you've been dealt, you know. And I pray for everybody that their challenge, I'm sure, is worlds larger than my challenges. So I take my blessings and then I pray for other people that might be going through something or lost somebody. And, we just try to make the best of it. And really, to focus on trying to make everybody's day a little bit easier.
A little brighter.
To try to keep a happy, joyful demeanor.
Yeah.
And not, it's funny because, I talk to people now and, a lot of people that I guess haven't managed that part of it. Because I joke all the time.
Oh, sure.
So I'll joke and I'll get, well, what did you mean by that? Nothing. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension on the road.
Yeah.
In the workplace, just everywhere. So I try to alleviate that, and just kind of watch my step.
Yeah, it's interesting that isolation, like the social recovery coming out of that has been so interesting to see, like just from like a general perspective, but also as like a performer, because coming back to performing after that.
To be in front of people.
The fear that people had. I think one of the first shows I did when I came back, there was plexiglass in between every table.
Yeah.
And there were cops everywhere just to make sure that nothing went awry. It was so
nothing got out of hand,
So it was actually kind of also a cool time too to see people get creative with their performance choices. You know, people being able to stream things and getting to see people, different sides of people. 'Cause a lot of times people, a lot of the friends that I know are in cover bands.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see them sing songs that spoke more to them versus what they're paid to do.
Sure.
So it was kind of a beautiful time in that
Yeah,
sense
to reconnect
too.
with your passion. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it pushed everybody to a question of, what you really love about life. What do you want to do with the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And how are you going to live the quality of your life?
Yeah.
So, it was a very profound time, To try to get the best out of that period of time has been a challenge, but I mean, that's the best thing I think that we can do, you know. Yeah, very thankful that we're all still here, those of us that are still here. And, things seem to be looking up. The music venues are opening up. We do have to be kind of careful, but it's different. It's different now. And the music and the industry is flourishing.
Yeah.
More
little
than
by
it has
little,
been.
it's coming back.
Yeah.
Bit by bit. Well, thank you so much for being so positive about it and for speaking so vulnerably about these things. It really means a lot. But speaking
Thank
about
you.
brightening people's day, would you be so kind as to introduce to the audience the second song you guys will be performing today?
Oh, absolutely. This is a song called Vámonos Pa'l Monte, and this is by one of my favorite composers and favorite wonderful, just pioneering musicians, Eddie Palmieri. And we hope you enjoy our version of Vámonos Pa'l Monte.
I'm sure they have no choice but to enjoy it. Guys, thank you so much. Please enjoy Vámonos Pa'l Monte by Eddie Palmieri. Have a good one. Enjoy. Hey, beautiful rock stars. Welcome back to the interview portion of Shine Music Live. I'm here with Joe Rendon of Joe Rendon and Friends, and they just played Vámonos Pa'l Monte. Thank you again for performing for us. You guys went all in. And also Mike on the horns.
Oh, yeah.
Beast.
Oh, yes,
Absolute beast
yes,
mode.
yes.
Yeah, you guys are incredible.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So
Thank you. Yeah,
so grateful for that. Thank you so much. I do want to talk about this because you have some bragging rights that I think I need to give you the platform for. You have performed for quite a few big acts in your time. Who have been some of your favorites to work with, and what are some venues that you're the most excited to talk about when you talk about your music history?
Well, I've been very fortunate 3 years to have gotten the call to play with various artists. I had the joy of performing with Aretha Franklin.
Oof.
Yeah, I did. I want to say 4 shows. I did Ravinia. I did the Oriental Theater.
My God.
Yeah, beautiful places.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have performed anywhere with her. I didn't care.
Yeah, it's Aretha Franklin.
Yeah. And it was so funny because it was really, really incredible because I remember listening to her on the radio, and my mom loved her, you know. My mom started working at a company where there were a lot of African Americans.
Sure.
So, she was exposed to this music. She fell in love with it.
Right.
So whenever she heard the music, she was just learning how to speak English, but she loved it and she wanted to turn us on to it. So whenever my dad went to work, we'd play this music. So I'd hear Aretha Franklin on the radio, and as a kid, I never dreamed I'd perform with this incredible artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. I got the call, and she's one of the artists that I really cherish playing with, performing with. There's also there's a composer by the name of Lalo Schifrin that did the original Mission Impossible theme.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he also composed.
Oh my God, yeah, he did the score for that.
Yeah, he did the score for the original.
Yeah.
So I did a concert with him downtown at the Pritzker Pavilion.
Wow.
And that was incredible.
Epic.
We did that theme. Got to play bongos on it and everything, That was my favorite part for Mission Impossible. And he also did the music for all the Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry movies.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he sure did. And I was just so upset because everything was moving so fast. There was so much going on because I wanted to, he also did composed the score for Enter the Dragon.
Oh my
for
God.
that Bruce Lee epic motion picture. And I wanted him to autograph my DVD and to take a picture, but there was no time, and make sure you make the time because, man.
But you still have bragging rights, though.
Yeah. Because quite a few of my friends, they were hired to do that show also, so they can vouch for me.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm not just making that up,
Not just saying to say it.
Yeah, so he was another one of the artists that I really enjoyed performing with, and I've played with some Latin jazz giants also. About 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, I played with another musician that played with that band, trumpeter Arturo Sandoval. So I did a show with him.
I know of Arturo Sandoval because of a friend of mine who's a sax player.
Right.
Her name is Natalie Landy. Shouts out. She's incredible.
So these were incredible, just memories and experiences. The other thing too that came by accident and I didn't expect. I was playing with a Latin jazz group at the time. There was a club in Chicago that Tito Puente, senior was playing at. We were opening up for him.
Jeez.
So that was I was excited, So afterwards we did our set, hanging out with my friends. At the time I was having a couple of beers, and I felt the spirit. I got pretty happy. My friends were buying me beers, so we're ready to enjoy the show. And then I was talking to the percussionists, the conga player and the bongo player before the show. I knew them from before, from some other shows that I'd seen them on and made friends with them. So they're playing, and between songs, they motioned and they looked and they went like this. And I was looking around And so my friends go, hey, Joe, they're calling you. I said, no, get out of here, you're crazy. So, yeah, they were calling me. Bongo player Johnny Rodriguez and the conga player was Jose Madera. They're like, come on, come on. I said, no, no. And I grabbed the beer. I said, they're like, come on, get up here. You know, no excuses.
Sure.
So I got up there to play congas.
Amazing.
And it was wonderful. It was so generous of them
Yeah.
and just so warm of them to include me, you know. And so I got to play a tune with Tito Puente, and it was just unbelievable. It was great. It was almost surreal, but I got so swept away by the, just by the vibe. You
Yeah.
know, so I was playing and I
much
lost
joy,
myself in
yeah.
it. Yeah. And he was so gracious and just a wonderful, wonderful man. You know, his music has been so incredible and so inspiring. After the set, he said, hey, you want to come backstage and have a couple beers? And I said, you know, I'm going to take it easy. I said, thanks, Tito, you know, I appreciate it. You know, he's like, yeah, it sounds great. And they were going on and on. They liked my playing. It was wonderful. So that was kind of unexpected. That was one of the other things that I really cherish.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Just people elevating each other.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like, you're
yeah,
good, come here.
Yeah, and you know, some of my friends took pictures, thank goodness.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because, you know, I got the proof. You know, some of my friends are funny. They kid me. They're like, "Oh, you didn't. You were probably drinking too much. You didn't sit in with the
Yeah, you're
band." I'm
delusional.
like, well, why would I say that? You know.
What a weird
But
thing to
now
lie
I can
about.
just take the picture and go,
Told ya.
see, you know. So yeah.
That's amazing. Well, speaking of performances,
Yes.
we have your final performance coming up. Would you please tell the audience what you will be performing for us last?
This last tune is a song called Yesterdays, and it's a song by Jerome Kern. We're doing our version of it. It's got a couple little rhythmical changes in it. So I hope everybody enjoys it.
I'm
If
sure they
not,
will.
don't say anything because you'll hurt our feelings. But
Yeah,
no,
only say
I'm
nice
sure-
things. We only say nice things here.
Good.
Definitely. All right, beautiful rock stars, please look forward to Joe Rendon and Friends' version of Jerome Kern's Yesterdays. Please enjoy. Take it away. Hey, beautiful rock stars. Welcome back to the interview portion of Shy Music Live. That was Joe Rendon and friends with Yesterday's. That was so much fun to listen to. You were going in on that too. Your face just, it lights up every time.
Yeah, I can't help it. It's, yeah.
Yeah. How do your hands feel afterwards?
Oh, they feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah, just, just getting warmed up. Yeah, really. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Well, since we are coming to the end of the show, I was going to think about just shooting you some rapid fire questions if you're down.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Currently, who is your artist of obsession?
My artist of obsession?
Yeah, like who are you obsessing over right now? Who do you love right now?
Just like I can't
Yeah,
get
like
enough
like,
of?
like if you had to listen to anything right now and it just brings you the most joy, what would you be listening to?
I really listen to like the old school artists, and I can't, because they lay down the foundation for especially what I do and what other people do, and how it's evolved into, the contemporary music, whether it's pop or jazz or what have you, even classical music. But a lot of the Latin percussionists and the Afro-Cuban percussionists that have toured with the Santana band and with some of the Cuban bands, there was an artist, Tata Guinness, that I listened to all the time. Armando Peraza, who played before with Santana, Raul Rico, Chepito Arias. So really, that was very attractive to me since I was a teenager. Is the Latin rock and the grooves. So I kind of gravitate towards that.
Just hits
towards
different.
those artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love the Latin jazz. Paquito de Rivera, Arturo Sandoval, all that of that genre. The incredible percussionist conguero Giovanni Hidalgo has done a lot of groundbreaking, pioneering things in Latin jazz. That helps to give you ideas. You can't completely, copy or play what he plays, but it does inspire you to add to your vocabulary, to your expression.
Sure.
So yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint it down to one person. There's so many artists that I love that I carry with me when I play and when I go to just chill and listen to some music.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're also virtually a human encyclopedia, so you just
yeah. There's
so
a lot
much.
of information out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it wasn't like before. Now they have all these platforms where you can learn how to do this and how to do that, and it's not like before when I came up. It's like, you look at the album and the liner notes and see how their hands looked and try to emulate the sound, and maybe I'll sound a little bit like what's on the record.
Yeah.
So.
Most definitely. Well, thank you for that. Follow-up question is,
Yes.
what venue holds, I suppose, the highest regard for you? Like if there's a venue you've performed at that maybe you have the most fond memory of, or a favorite place you've played for X reason, what venue would that be?
Well, I've done quite a few shows at the Pritzker Pavilion, and it's just, on a beautiful summer day,
Yeah.
and just the crowds just saturate the background. There's nothing like that.
That stage is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So I would have to say that's one of my favorite venues. Again, there's quite a few.
I'm sure.
But that one, if I want to put it into a certain perspective, with the audience and the
Just
beauty
the
of the
overall.
outdoors. Yeah. I was actually raised in Chicago. I've been here since I was 9 months old. So
Right.
I consider myself a Chicagoan.
No, you are a Chicagoan, yeah.
But there's a lot of tremendous talent here.
Yeah, it's
and
enormous.
I'm so proud to be here. A lot of people, with my respect to the other states, they claim that this capital and that capital, and this city, that city is where the entertainment, Mecca is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fantastic talent here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of artists here that I'm looking forward to collaborating with.
Yeah,
So I
totally
have to
agree
say
with
that.
you.
I'd
Yeah.
have to say that.
Yeah, Chicago's amazing that way because we are a melting pot. It's
Yeah.
it's the melting pot of
Yeah,
melting pots.
yeah,
I would say probably in competition with New York as far as melting pots go, but as far as
Absolutely.
music goes, this
I-
is the place. And
I
that's why
would-
we have the show.
I'd rather not be anywhere else. Right here. This is where it'll happen.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Fully. And then one last thing, what is one piece of life advice that you've been told, that you've been advised, that you would share to anyone that might be struggling in their lives?
It's funny. I've been given different advice, but really this kind of just came, as I evolved as a musician. That I think I'd have to say that, I came to the realization, and I practiced this dynamic that I would say, don't ever let anybody take the joy, anybody or anything take the joy out of your music, out of either performing or listening to your music. Don't ever let anybody, whatever, something soured it, don't ever let anybody tarnish that joy and the magic that music makes you feel, whether you're listening to it or performing it, because it's something that's very magical, and I think it's the most wonderful blessing that we've been given.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I would say that. Don't let anybody take, you'll always have the naysayers and, you can't do that. You can't sing that. You can't play that.
Yeah.
Some people are funny and they'll say what they say. And they might even tell you they have your best interest at heart, oh, you're gonna starve doing that. Don't try to. Oh, you're gonna be on the street with those drums. Don't do it. You know.
Yeah, I've definitely have heard that myself too.
But no,
Yeah.
don't let anybody take the joy. However you want to express that joy or practice that joy or revisit that joy daily or whenever you can, do it.
Most definitely.
That's all I have to say.
You heard him, guys, from the master himself. Well, Joe, I want to give you this opportunity. Well, first of all, thank you so much for everything and for sharing so much. You've been very gracious and very vulnerable with everyone. So
Thank
thank
you.
you again for that.
Thank you so
and
much.
I want to give you an opportunity to plug whatever you want to plug, any shows you have coming up, any news. I know he has some news. So do you want to share whatever you want to share.
Okay, good. I'd like to talk about real quick and just tell everybody that I've been invited to play with a new project in town called Windy City Jazz Electric. And we're going to be working on an album, on a record in January.
Amazing.
That's produced by Straight Arrow Productions, Dave Katzman, and that's going to be amazing. There's some incredible musicians in that band, all heavyweight musicians that have played with artists like Miles Davis.
Wow.
Yeah, and different rock bands. One of the performers used to play with the rock band Styx. Yeah, and there's a up and coming jazz trumpeter that also plays with that group, Corey Wilkes. That's just unbelievable. So be looking out for that band.
I for sure will.
That's right.
And you guys at home.
Yeah. Yeah, and I play with other wonderful bands too. There's also the band that I play with regularly, The Fuse. Got to look out for them.
I know you
That's
guys.
Right. Homegrown, Chi-Town musicians, yeah. And my great friend Victor Camacho's in that band too.
Yes, he
We
is.
had to have him in there, otherwise it was, just going to be any other band, So yeah, The Fuse and Windy City Jazz Electric.
Amazing. And then do you have any social media pages or websites that you'd like to plug as well?
Sure. You can find me on Facebook right now. For the meantime, Joe Rendon and Friends Latin Jazz. We are going to be making the transition from Joe Rendon and Friends Latin Jazz to Joe Rendon's Jazztecca. Jazztecca.
And I'll make sure to let you guys see in the description of this video where you can find him. So please make sure to look up Joe Rendon and all of his projects coming up. And I just want to say thank you one more time. And thank you
so
everyone
much.
at home for viewing and for watching the show. Your support means everything. The show can only grow because you are involved. So thank you so much for liking and sharing. You can follow Shy Music Live and all of the social media links down below. We are at Shy Music Live across everything. If you'd like to be on the show, you can email us at shymusiclive@gmail.com. Joe, thank you again so much for coming on the show. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Until next time, beautiful rock stars. Bye.